Hello. In today's example, I'm going to show how to use the table pointer and record pointer in Alpha software to select records in a database. Recently had a customer ask me how to help him with a record selection routine he was trying to run that was fairly complicated and based on some pretty specific queries. What I suggested to them is that you just allow Alpha software to really do the work for you by building a list and then pointing to the records you want. Everybody understands that. So we start off by clearing our list. Now we can do a sequential selection of records by clicking on the first record and dragging the mouse down to the last record that we want. Let's test it. Select it. There's the records. Now we're going to process that list and it's going to mark those records. Of course, you can insert any code in there that you need it to run. But it repeats the list, giving a person a chance to cancel out if you had that in there. There you go, the records are marked. Now, the other way is building an ad hoc list of records. So in order to do that, I'm using the double-click event on the row selection in this embedded browse. So I'm going to unmark records 5, 7, 9, and 10. So I double-click 5. Double-click 7, double-click 9, and double-click 10. And again, this could actually do the unmark as soon as I do that, but I'm putting the code on a button so you'll be able to see how it works. Now, let's process the list. There they are, 5, 7, 9, 10. The records are unmarked. Pretty simple. Now let's look at how it's done. So I'm going to go into design mode. First, when the database initiates, or the form initiates, I actually cleared the two list variables that I created. So I make them shared so that they're available throughout all the examples. I also have that same clearing on the Clear Selected List button. And of course, if you're doing an actual table with a list, you want to be able to take and clear that list prior to selecting a new set of records. The sequential record selection uses Alpha 5's built-in selected records command or function. So here I'm naming my form, I name the browse that's on the form, and then I just tell it this is what I want to run, selected records. Those are I'm applying to this list here, and it creates a control line feed list. Down here under master list, I set master list equal master list plus vlist. Now I'm not really using that in this example, but what that would be for is if you're building one group of sequential records and then you skip to another group of sequential records, which again has value in the real world, so you would want to be able to do something like that. Then I just display the answer down here using a UE message box and tagging the vlist. Okay, now the ad hoc selection works different. Here what I'm doing is I take and show all the records that were selected by double-clicking. Alright, then I go through and if a file was marked, I unmark it. If it's not marked, I mark it. So that's the deal. Now, finally, let's look at the double-click code on the browse where the records, the ad hoc records get selected. There you go. Again, I'm setting a shared variable, OW as N, and just picking up the record number. Record number, again, is a function within Alpha 5 where you name the table and it tells you what record the pointer is on, returning that number. Very useful. So here I set master list to be equal master list plus OW plus control line feed, so that it continually builds that list, because you're not putting in a control line feed when you select a record number, so you have to manually add it. Once again, when it's all put together, we can go through and we can tag these records by double-clicking, processing. Oh, I must have missed that one. There you go. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching the video.